when you're singing that song, and I got a lump in my throat, 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong. There's this movie that I think you'll like. This guy decides to quit his job and heads for New York City. This cowboy is running from himself, and she's been living on the higher shelf. Oh, when they come unstuck, later running down to the riptide, taking away to the dark side. I wanna be your left undone. I love you when you're singing that song, and I got a lump in my throat, 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong. Oh, I just gotta know if you're gonna stay. You just gotta know. 'Cause I can have it any other way. Well, I swear she's destined for the screen, the closest thing to Michelle Pfeiffer that you've ever seen.
Shut up, Cog. Hey everyone, welcome back. My internet crashed, so I floundered around for a bit.
Can we? Yeah. Well, again, I don't know that the word "we" is fair.
Okay, I said my internet crashed. Did I not? Did I try to cast?
You did, but you also then said we were floundering. I think you'll find
I was floundering, definitely.
Yeah. So can everyone in the chat? I think this is a moment for somber reflection, and I think Kristi owes my internet a significant apology.
I didn't blame your internet for anything. So what my internet does is independent of the shittiness of your independent. These things are not independent. Yeah.
You have bad-mouthed my internet connection as if yours is perfect, and
never.
Frankly,
better.
Slander is how I would describe it.
Quantitatively, more reliable.
Well, not tonight. Not tonight. So
he says as he robots out.
Yeah, but didn't crash. So
more roboting.
Yeah, that's right. I am taking the one opportunity I will ever have to lord it. So yeah.
All right. So
anyway.
Yeah. All right. So the reason we came back was, well, one, just to explain what happened, which is kind of silly, but we did it anyway. And then the other reason, I'm going to turn this down again. Don't need the full amount of.
It's so visually stimulating, Kristi. We need to have it in crystal clear 1080 HD.
Nah. Don't think so. I think we're going to give that a pass. Yeah, so you had brought this to my attention. I'm going to get, Kristi, just leave Shu alone. Kevin brought this up. Kevin is always the instigator, by the way. I just go along because I think it's going to be funny.
Not always. Not always.
Okay, yeah, not always. Just the last 2 times. This time and the last time.
Most of the time. To be fair, most of the time I'm like, look at this dickhead. Like earlier, the Vosh thing.
Yeah.
Having the discussion of what's worse, rape or murder. Amazing. I mean, these people are perpetually stuck in 2015. Embarrassing. Edgy. Actually, it's not even edgy. Edgy would be fun. But it's like faux edgy nonsense. It's anyway.
All right. So you watched this. I've not. I'm going to be live reacting. And anything else? Oh yes. So this is before Bernie endorsed. So whatever she says about endorsements is different now.
It was. Yes.
Within like
Although,
a day.
can I just point out? Actually, do you want to on-screen share so I can screen share one tweet?
Yeah.
This just came out. If anyone was remotely,
hold on, wait. I've got all kinds of. Not new share. How do I stop sharing? Oh, it's on this button here. Okay, sorry. It's a lot of screens on my screen. And let me get cock and balls. Let me get you. Let me put your cock and balls on the screen. All right. Oh.
Can we all see that?
Tim Pool. What, like Tim Pool has anything to say
just
about
with
this?
If anything makes you feel like, okay, Bernie Sanders endorsing Joe Biden is actually a really good thing, it's this tweet from Tim Pool. He tweets out the story, Bernie Sanders endorses Joe Biden for president, and he says, twist the knife a bit more, Bernie. this is the guy who was happy to have Tim Paul, that is, a guy happy to have drinks and dinner with fascists, literal actual Nazis. So
Yeah.
Fuck you, Tim. Stop sharing.
All right.
Definitely.
And now your cock and balls is just huge on my screen. So we'll move that off. Get it out of the way so we can see other things. Well, when the screen is as big as mine, everything looks pretty big on here. So, all right.
Well, that's handy for me. Yeah, that's good.
All right. Yeah, so we're just going to hit play, and I'm going to hear the reaction. Kevin's going to walk through anything in particular maybe we should look for or whatever else. 13 minutes, I take it we're not going to do the whole 13, or do I need to put it on 1.5 speed?
You can do if you want to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, why not? Then we just got 7 minutes of nonsense.
Okay.
No.
2x.
Is it? No, that'd be twice, wouldn't it?
Well, I'll put it on
anyway,
twice.
10 minutes.
We'll try twice and see how it goes.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, it might be really monkey.
Hello, everybody. It is the video.
Oh, it's pretty quick.
Yeah, that is a bit much.
But we already got through 10 seconds and we didn't stop except to do this.
Yeah, but we missed the incredibly good joke she did where she was pretending to be happy and then did a sad face.
No, I think we got it, yeah. All right.
It's like George Carlin never died.
Comedy. It's such great comedy. All right.
Been eagerly waiting for. I know there are some.
She's a little soft, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn her up here in the desktop level. So
there is a specific reason why she is as well, which we'll get to.
Oh, okay.
Conservatives subscribed to this.
But it's okay. You turn it up if you want to.
Yeah, and you are turned up too, so you have to go library voice Kevin now.
Okay.
I've been literally just waiting for this video and nothing else. So I woke up the other day to a bunch of text messages, DMs, comments on Instagram, comments on YouTube. So many people, Shoo, I'm so sorry. Shoo, did you hear the news? Shoo, I'm sorry. Shoo, Bernie dropped out. So many people asking if I'm okay. People like hitting up my boyfriend's like Instagram, like, hey, is Shoo okay? Like, yeah, I'm fine. I can pay for my healthcare. Like, I'm not drowning in student debt. I don't have any student debt. But I saw this coming. I just didn't know when it would happen. I knew it would be soon because Bernie put out an email.
Yeah.
A few days before this happened, where he was basically like, don't go vote. He straight up told people not to go out and vote. Like, don't go out to the polling booths and vote. Meanwhile, Joe Biden is just encouraging people to go out and vote. And Bernie was just like, I don't want any of you to go out and vote. So it's like, this whole primary is just such a sham. Apparently he's still on the ballot, so I'm gonna vote for him in New York. But I just got done filming a video for Shoe on Head about this. So it should be out tomorrow or I don't know when. There are so many things that we could blame. We could blame the media for their constant praising of Joe Biden. He's the only one that could beat Trump. He's the only one that could do it. He's the most electable.
Okay, so blame number one is the media. Okay. I just want to see what the list is here.
The guy, he can get things done.
Okay.
There's 24-hour like.
She lives in New York. We know that.
Yeah.
Someone was wondering before what state she votes in, so she probably doesn't even need to vote for the Democratic candidate because it's obviously New York's going to be Democratic. So
yeah, I mean, all the people who are Bernie people are saying I'm not going to vote, and those who live in California and New York State. So what? I mean, because they are going to go blue. Yeah. Those are deep blue states. Yeah. So
yeah.
But then what you model to other people who don't live in blue states is important. You know, just because you have that luxury of throwing away your vote doesn't mean everyone does. Okay.
For propaganda, Biden, whenever Bernie was mentioned, just all negative. Like, very, very rarely was there ever positive coverage of Bernie.
I have to say, as a MSNBC watcher, I just have to disagree with that completely. I don't know what, maybe she was watching Fox. I don't know, and they're not pro-Biden, so I don't know what these pro-Biden media outlets are she's talking about, but okay, all right, the media is to blame because it brainwashes people, I guess. All right.
Maybe sometimes on CNN, MSNBC, none. Fox News,
MSNBC, Michael Moore, Cornel West, Chris Hayes is pro-Bernie on MSNBC. What is she talking about? Seriously, this is ridiculous. Just shows she doesn't watch
Well,
it.
but you got to say Cornel West is worth the money just for the hair.
Oh yeah, he just sort of takes over visually whatever stage he's
Absolutely.
on, undoubtedly. Okay.
I actually met Cornel West a long time ago
You
now.
did? Oh, why?
Yeah, he came. He was giving a talk at a nearby educational establishment, and I went to the thing and I shook his hand,
Cool.
said hello. That was it.
Nice.
Nothing fancy.
Yeah.
That's why I've not polished that anecdote up or anything. You know?
That's it.
Yeah.
Ah.
Nice. Well, he seemed like a nice guy. He might have been a terrible, awful bastard who just was passably affable in close quarters. I don't know.
I only hear mostly, other than people who disagree with politics, good things about him. So, as far as I know, then again, I'm not a deep expert on him, so I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm covering my ass either way, pretty much. All right, I'm gonna hit play.
Yeah, his hair was far less grey when I met him.
Yes, it is a magnificent silver white these days.
He is. He's slowly morphing into Don King.
I don't know about that, but
which is, I mean, that is a retro cut of a reference right there.
Yeah.
If you know who Don King is, well done.
You're either old or really a sports fan, especially boxing.
Oh, both.
Yes. Yeah.
Like me.
Okay, here we go.
Randomly have like fair coverage of Bernie. Like, we live in the upside down world. We can blame the DNC for their coordination. Obama got them all to drop out at the last second.
Big conspiracy.
Go behind Biden so Biden could win. Slingshotting.
I don't hear anything about voters, the actual people who went to the ballot box yet.
No, it's the media and the black man.
Yes, that's it.
That's the problem.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
There is some. By the way, I want to definitely watch all of it because there's a bit where she gets to her quote unquote criticism of Bernie, and I want your take on it.
Okay.
This is it's so much fun for me. Like, the fact that Bernie lost sucks dick, but the fact that I get to watch these idiots lose their shit over it is enormous fun for me.
Just on a fact check basis, right? Turnout is up. Turnout is up all over the country, and in the states that turnout was up, Biden did very well. He actually, I think, won by mostly double digits
Kristi,
everywhere since Super Tuesday. Yeah.
But Kristi, have you not seen the memes?
No.
The memes, Kristi, the memes.
Oh, well, the memes are truth.
They're all anti-Biden, the memes.
Yes.
And that's what's going to win an election. It's the memes.
Twitter's going to win it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a whole show about covering an article that talked about the various things Bernie could have done differently from 2016 than he did in 2020 that would have given him a much better position, and he didn't. He just kind of reran the 2016 playbook. But yeah, it was voters that turned out, and they're turning out at higher numbers. Like in Alaska on Sunday when Biden won, they went from a caucus state to a mail-in primary. And in the 2 caucuses ago, about 10,000 people turned out. In the caucus before that, 10,000 people turned out. 20,000 people voted in the mail-in ballot thing. It was a much
Kristi,
greater percentage.
I don't know about you.
Yeah.
I've heard you like to get a mail in. Hey.
There we go. We can always count on you, Gav. If it gets too serious.
Well, I'm trying to make Alaska
interesting.
Procedural voting on a dead primary in Alaska exciting.
Well,
Jesus.
It wasn't technically
that's
dead.
Drier. That's drier than a biscuit that's been found behind a fucking radiator. Come on.
Dust.
Exactly. Yeah. That's seriously. You might as well just eat dust. What the fuck was that as an analogy? Fucking hell. Doesn't make any sense. It came out of my mouth and I thought, this sounds good. And I thought, that doesn't mean anything. You sound like Trump. That's the thing. He's dragging me down to his level just by listening to him talk.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it's the problems. I've got the brain problem.
Not an infection, just a problem. The thing is, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, thankfully, yes. Yeah.
So in my Sunday show, one of the things I said was, if you don't admit the mistakes you made, you can't ever learn from them. And one of the big mistakes, looking back, I could point to that Hillary Clinton did was she was losing with rural whites to Bernie. So what she decided to do was, instead of engaging with the black community, she picked a white guy that she thought could relate to rural whites. And it was a terrible decision. It didn't get anybody excited. It didn't add anything.
Can anyone name him?
Yeah, I can, but most people, Tim Kaine.
Well, exactly. Yeah, that's one of the questions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nobody remembers Tim Kaine.
Like the most forgotten nearly vice president ever.
Yes. And so,
mind you, most nearly vice presidents do get forgotten.
yes.
Because even some losing presidential candidates get forgotten.
Yes.
Like, it's hard to remember. Mitt Romney ran for president. Remember that?
Yeah.
That was a thing. Anyway.
Yeah, if you go back farther to like Democrats in the 80s, like Dick Gephardt, like, and then you're starting to really dust off the really random presidential campaign kind of political science knowledge. You know, Gary Hart, Dick Gephardt, and I don't know who else. Oh, who was that guy Kucinich you name dropped in the other week?
Kucinich.
Yeah, that's a pub quiz kind of question. But
exactly.
So
even though I mixed him up with John Kasich initially, because they've got similar names,
They do.
and they're white, and they're old white American politicians.
So hard to tell apart.
They're close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim Kaine was
Ted
inoffensive.
Kennedy, John Kucinich. Yeah.
The thing about Tim Kaine is that he didn't hurt her ticket. He also didn't help her ticket, in any meaningful way. And
Exactly, but that's the point. The only good part of having the vice president there, I mean, obviously there's the procedural thing of if the president dies or whatever, but the whole point of the presidential ticket is you choose someone who shores up a weakness for you. That's the whole point. Whether it be geographically, so you choose a state where you need to win, you choose someone from that state because it'll tip it in the balance. Or if you've got a problem with black folks, you choose a black guy or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, that's something you can do.
Yeah, and in this
Whereas
case,
Tim Kaine was nothing.
No, he was
Tim
nothing.
Kaine was a nothing pick.
Yeah. Just blah.
Complete waste of an opportunity.
And in this case, and I have made since being for a long time now, that Biden needs representation. He's not just a woman; he needs a woman of color. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
And actually, one thing I will say, one of the most sensible things Trump ever did was choose an evangelical.
Yeah.
Because he's got that track record of he's obviously not religious in the fucking slightest. So you choose crazy religious McNutty man, and then he can go out there. You can send him out to the Bible Belt and
Talk
win
about
them
2
over.
Corinthians.
And they did very successfully, to be fair.
Well, and
it's
also
disgusting, but it's true.
What he has then is a sort of a finger on the pulse of the evangelicals via Pence. Because Trump doesn't understand how many they think.
Yeah, absolutely. Because he's not one of them. He's not a religious man. No. That's not to say he's an atheist necessarily, but he's not a religious man.
Well, he seems to be like
Clearly.
a narcissist.
He couldn't even come up with one fucking Bible verse.
Oh, did you see what he tweeted out last Friday?
No. Was it something like "Praise be to Muhammad"? Because that would be amazing.
No, but it was pretty cringe. It was all caps. Good Holy Friday, everyone. Or Happy Holy Friday.
Good Holy Friday.
Sorry, it's Good Friday. So Happy Good Friday, everybody.
Happy Good Friday.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, sort of, but not really. Yeah. That's weird, mate. Theologically, that is Trump obviously doesn't understand the theology behind that, but it's a very interesting philosophical point he's making that he doesn't understand.
Yes.
Yeah. Untrustworthy. Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Quite.
Twitter bot thing. Yeah. I like that translate Trump isn't incorrect.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not even Catholic, and I know Good Friday is not here we go. Yeah. Happy Good Friday to all.
Yeah. Not. Yeah. At least he didn't go with Merry.
No.
Because that would be ridiculous.
And he's still...
Merry Good Friday, miss.
I wonder how many of these are bots. Anyway. Okay. Yeah, sorry. We were...
Well, loads. Absolutely fucking loads. I'll guarantee it. Tons. Yeah.
All right, so how did we get... Oh, yes, so Biden, and he owes basically black voters the nomination. So if he doesn't pick a woman of color, why would anybody be excited? Yeah, he would just be shooting himself in the foot. tactic.
And he's already said that he's going to now. So, and I mean, whether we like it or not, the whole he's a bit creepy as fuck thing is going to play, right? So he's got, oh, look, woman, this woman doesn't hate me. Therefore, I can't be a creepy man who sniffs people. The fuck? So, yeah, again, it shows up an area of weakness in a voting bloc, which A, makes up more than 50% of the electorate, and B, that he's not necessarily won over yet, but needs to.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't
Politics, people. It's very basic.
Yes.
When you boil it down, it's very basic.
Yeah. You do things that help you win so that you can get your policies enacted. It's not that complicated. Okay. Hitting play.
South Carolina win. And that's not rigging. That's just the game. That's just the game. They all stayed in the race, and then they all dropped out and went behind Biden last second. It was all planned from the beginning. And then
it was all planned from the beginning.
Why God, no? Oh, she almost has a point there, right? She was like, "It's not rigging; it's the game." True.
Yeah, that's true.
And then it was planned from the start.
No.
No. You've gone from sensible,
yes,
albeit very bland analysis to conspiracy theory dipshittery in one sentence.
It's just like she doesn't look to see how much Pete Buttigieg was bleeding water, or how Amy Klobuchar didn't have any national thing to even compete with Super Tuesday. And all of them were waiting for bounces. And after South Carolina, they realized they were going to lose out of Super Tuesday anyway. There was absolutely no way any of them were going to take any of the states of Super Tuesday. So they did what politicians do. You cut your losses.
I'm still backing Yang.
Yeah.
I'm still backing Yang.
You cut your
He's
losses.
the only one young enough to survive the outbreak, I reckon.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it's not worth carrying around thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars of presidential campaign debt, because you're just going to have to pay it off before you can really start fundraising for the next one. And campaigns cost shitloads of money.
He's old enough that might not be an issue, but...
Yeah, he had enough money where he could do that, but Klobuchar didn't. She'd come in like third everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, Pete came in he won Iowa, and then after that it was just nothing. I think he was kind of in the top 3 in New Hampshire, but he didn't get a bounce financially, you know. So, yeah, again, it's not a conspiracy. It's just how campaigns work. Child.
Oh, and we can also blame the snake. She would have had an actual big effect.
This is why I don't believe it when people, oh yeah, Biden should pick Warren because then it'll win over all the Bernie people. Like, have you heard Bernie people talk about Warren?
No. Also, I think we refer to her as green dildo Big Mama on the show.
Yeah, we've got way more respect.
Exactly. I mean, our joke at its expense.
Yeah, Jacob Wall.
Fucking the driveway Tweedledum and Tweedledee. Yeah, that's less offensive than you're actually saying as analysis.
Yeah.
June. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
And now she's wondering why she lost.
Like, I wonder why people didn't warm to us when we call them snake.
Yes.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
And when the Democrats...
And that's not to say people didn't call Bernie's people names, of course. There's a certain cut and thrust to it. But when all you do, like the whole meme of like, oh, the Bernie fans are killing off all these campaigns. Yeah, those going to piss people off. And it's that attitude. It's not the meme. It's the attitude which that meme sums up. That's the problem, you know.
Yep. And you're just going to get schadenfreude if you go and shove it in people's faces that their candidates dropped out. Because you know what? It's like the Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly.
You can talk all kinds of smack about your team, but when they drop out, you know, they got to drop out too. It's only one team can win.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's the thing, isn't it? That they took such glee in everyone else dropping out. And to be fair, I did as well, because it's part of the game. I don't really give a fuck.
Yeah, for like a day.
You know. Yeah, exactly, yeah. But they took such glee in everyone else's campaigns crumbling that when theirs did, and people laughed at them, they went, see, it's the Democratic establishment. Oh, they're all after... Oh, for fuck's sake. And these are the people who want to talk about snowflakes. Get fucked.
Yes, very true. Okay, so now let's blame Bernie's inability to gather more votes on a candidate on someone else, that people could just not choose her and pick a different candidate, which a lot of people did. Okay.
If she did drop out, and endorse Bernie, she came in third place in her own.
Oh, by the way, I just want to point out, one of our mutual friends gets a mention in a second,
Oh, okay. Okay.
and do you want to guess who?
One
Fun little game.
Sargon? Like between you, me, and Shu?
No, an actual friend.
Who? I know. I can't think. I have no idea who Shu might know. I don't really pay attention.
Okay. No,
I'm not sure if
okay.
you're going on like the left, kind of Twitter side of things, or the other whatever. So, no, I have no idea.
Well, we'll play on. It's.
Okay.
I mean, all I'll say is our friend gets a real big up from a show.
Okay. All right. We'll have to wait for that. Also, right, even if Elizabeth Warren had dropped out and supported Bernie, and all of her voters 100% went for Bernie despite all of the snake stuff that had gone on before, it wouldn't have been enough to catch up with Joe Biden because she was coming in third. So Elizabeth...
And as we all know, Elizabeth Warren always likes to come first.
Kat in the chat is guessing Steve Shives. That's a good guess. That's a possibility.
Benjamin says CC.
Ah, gracious Kat.
Possible.
Yes.
We'll wait and see.
Yeah. This is fun. This is not quite as fun as the quiz game, which we should do after this and then call it a night. Okay.
Yeah.
She could have given that to Bernie if she would have dropped out and endorsed him, but she didn't. And there's like all sorts of proof that showed that if Warren did drop out, everyone would have went to Bernie. Oh my!
No, just no.
Everyone
would have went to Bernie.
Every single one. Yeah.
I mean, do we need to get up the exit polling where it showed like Warren coming in like third in her home state, and that like would not have helped? It just. Oh, someone had said thought slime. All right, I'm getting more guesses in the chat.
Well, to be fair, chat, I didn't fucking engage you, did I? I didn't ask you, dickheads.
They're all about, hey, with the pub quiz. It's like, it's going to be 2 a.m. before the video ends. I hope not. All right, so hitting play, see who she...
Exactly, it's not your friend, it's me and Kristi's friend. Shut up.
All right, here we go.
It's even more fun abusing someone else's viewers. That's always good.
Oh, okay. All right, hitting play.
My microphone has been unplugged this whole time. I'm just a wreck. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's why she was low.
Is that better? Hello. ASMR.
So, where was I? Where the fuck was I? Oh,
honestly, it
blaming...
made no difference whatsoever.
Yeah, so that's her microphone.
Yeah.
What?
So it made
yeah, her microphone wasn't plugged in.
Yeah, but it made no difference. Like, at least I don't think it makes much of a difference.
Well, I thought I noticed a volume difference, but not. I don't know.
Maybe a slight quality, but not in terms of sound. Not, I didn't have to adjust the levels at all. So, okay.
True, but I just think it's quite funny that she's like a professional at this.
So professional.
She's as shit as we are, but she gets paid to do this.
Yeah, but she says really popular things to a narrow group of people who are apparently, not that careful with their money.
Yeah. More money than sense, we used to call it.
Now with people like Cog, V. Oh, maybe it's V. Agreed.
No,
didn't sound.
I said friend, not milk-fed. Jesus, not Gimpzilla.
Come on. All right, I'm gonna hit play.
Pointed this out. Actually, he's obviously trying to get like disaffected Bernie voters, which apparently works. It apparently works. There are some people in my own audience that are like, "Oh yeah, I'm voting Trump now." Like maybe in 2016 I would have understood
what
that,
a
but now. But yeah, Trump actually pointed out that Elizabeth Warren. He was like, "Thanks, Elizabeth
she
Warren."
almost
like, he thanked her.
Couldn't. She still couldn't quite say don't vote for Trump. It was like, I mean, what a piece of trash.
Yes, yeah, you're right. She
Jesus
still can't say it.
Christ.
I can see in 2016 how you can vote for Trump.
She's so on the left that she's so on the left she almost asked someone not to vote for Donald Trump. Wow, thanks. You're really bringing the socialist revolution, June.
There you go.
Fucking hell.
Does June think you should not vote for Trump? Inhales through her teeth.
I'm not the one in the cage. Who cares?
Yeah. Oh, what does she care?
Fucking
She doesn't
hell.
have student debt. She can pay for her insurance. What does she care?
Yeah.
Okay, hitting play.
It wasn't the only time too. He's did it before, and Steve Shives actually was just like, now that Trump is saying this, I think it's time that we like stopped saying that like Bernie was fucked over. Shut the fuck up. Just because Trump says it doesn't mean it's not true anymore. Like,
Wow, she thinks Trump is channeling truth these days?
Apparently so. Also, big up Shives. Eh?
Yeah.
Lovely stuff.
Oh, she doesn't have him blocked.
No,
huh?
Steve Shives' point wasn't that everything he's ever said is incorrect. It's his political analysis is obviously so whack that we can ignore that.
Yes.
It's a pretty obvious point. It's a pretty sensible point.
That Trump is
Like, I
trying
don't
to stir
even
up
know-
shit in the Democratic primary because he's afraid of facing a united Democratic base. Yes, that's true. And he would try to peel off Bernie Sanders voters and other people and stir things up, not because it's correct political analysis, it's because he's looking for gullible dupes who are going to buy it.
Like your audience show.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
dude, go away. Fucking Steve Shives. Everyone I beefed with in the past is either a TERF or a neoliberal now. Also, you're on this channel, you're not getting away. You think you're gonna get away easy? You think you're gonna get away without a conspiracy theory on this channel?
She's found a new series of phrases now. It's not SJW
No.
anymore. It's now you're either a TERF or a neoliberal. No, Steve's always what he was.
No, he's
a liberal guy.
He's definitely not a TERF, and he's definitely not a neoliberal. But when you don't care what words mean,
He's just
also, what kind of random
That's
ass?
fine.
You couldn't have a neoliberal TERF? What kind of idiotic categorization?
Yeah, I mean, it's nonsense. Yeah, and not just that, but I love the idea that she couldn't even bring herself to say don't vote for Trump.
Yeah.
But she's more left wing than Steve, who's consistently opposed him.
Yes.
Hmm.
Marched against him.
Intriguing. Yeah, literally. Yeah, you and he went to well, along with a few other people.
A couple
I
other
think,
people turned up
went
to that.
the
Yeah.
march.
Yeah.
Yeah, that little.
Well, June was
soiree.
going, don't worry,
Yeah.
Trump's not going to be bad for gay rights people. Come on, just give him a chance. Yeah.
Exactly.
Because that's her.
Here's me, another picture of me with my friend Lauren Southern.
Yes.
Because I'm so left wing, guys, honest. But no, she's definitely to the left of Steve, honest.
Oh, we didn't get to the Angie Speaks, did we? And my Twitter feed.
We did.
Do we want to drop that
we
in here as a
didn't,
contrast?
Do you want?
Well, I think it's just worth mentioning that.
Yeah, you can do if you want.
Yeah. Basically, horseshoe theory. Like Angie, I don't know what Angie Speaks is going to say in the future, but what Angie Speaks tweeted out that I think that they were going to vote for Trump because Trump had more left-wing policies than Biden or something.
No. Time out.
Am I mixing
they didn't
things
say
up?
Vote for Trump because they're British.
Oh,
so they literally
okay.
can't. But they would. Yeah, to be fair, and that's. I mean, I've had a lot of respect, and I still do have a lot of respect for Angie. Actually, she's not a bad person. I've talked to her privately. She's a lovely person. But this is not just a nuclear take. It's imagine if Chernobyl and Fukushima had a baby. Yeah, the idea that Trump has more left-wing policies than Biden. Where's that at?
Yeah.
Literally, what the fuck are you talking about? Anyway,
I don't
so
want to
that
say
was a
things
thing
out
that
of
got
school,
said.
so I'm going to look it up just because I don't want to.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da.
Although this might get mixed up because she said something about she was doing a thing about signed mail at birth the other day that got some backlash as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's come up with some fucking dreadful takes lately. Yeah.
Right. What?
Like I say, she's a good person. I actually like her for the most part, but she's
Yeah.
we all have our moments, I suppose.
Shouting out highly critical. Awesome channel. Awesome person. Angie Speaks went full horseshoe theory and admitted that she prefers Trump to Biden. And I know some people had the tweets. I mean, I saw it through my feed, but I don't see any. If I go to photos, maybe. No, probably not. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of when
I
you
thought you had it bookmarked.
but my bookmarks are so long. So
Oh,
I don't
okay.
want to go digging through if
I'll
I'm
get
not confident.
boasting about how long her bookmarks are.
They're
We've all
always
heard that, yeah.
huge. Yeah, I've always got the longest bookmarks ever. All right, so where were we on?
Except I can't accept when they go in. You say, "Oh, is it even in yet?" Jesus, I can't feel anything. Ugh.
So now June.
Penis joke.
Yes. June's got another amazing conspiracy theory about why Bernie's a victim, everyone else is to blame, but somehow they still have all the best policies if people would just figure it out.
Well, secretly, even though Bernie's Jewish, it's the Jews. It's not. I'm not make that up, but it would be funny if she said that. Actually, no, that would be horrible. What am I talking about?
I'm just going to let
It'd
you...
be funny in an unfunny way.
All right, I'm just going to let you talk, and I'm not going to touch... Like, where was that going? All right.
You won't even touch Jewish people. How anti-Semitic.
What? All right, I'm hitting play now. Hear the conspiracy that June's going to come up with.
Not. Apparently, the voting machines like could be hacked and shit extremely easily, and it's a little suspicious that Biden was like, no, we have to vote. We can't just do mail-in ballots. We gotta go to the polls. Like, who cares that grandma will get COVID and die? Go vote. Little suspicious. Just saying. But anyway, moving on. I mostly.
So she's accusing the Biden of hacking. Wait. Wait, is she accusing Biden of hacking into the machines to alter the vote? Or is she accusing him of getting lots of people out to vote who would vote for whoever, including Bernie?
Well, I don't think she's accusing Biden of personally hacking the machines. I don't think he was literally like driving from polling station to polling station across Wisconsin. I think people would notice that.
Yes.
I think that would make headlines. Weird whistle-stop tour of only polling stations. And he was carrying a suitcase with like screwdrivers and shit. He had like a tool belt on him. It was really strange.
Yeah, like what did the hacking have to do with Biden encouraging people to vote? Do you understand?
Because the machines were hacked, so they need lots of people voting in the voting machines
to make it look like they
couldn't just
voted.
invent votes. Yeah, they couldn't just make up votes. Apparently, because literally the oldest election rigging system in the world, vote stuffing, is impossible even on hacked machines. What the fuck are you talking about? If he wanted to rig the election, I'm not assuming that he wanted to at all, you could do it without having to force people to the polling stations.
Yeah, I don't.
And he's already so far ahead. Why would he fucking bother? It's Wisconsin again.
Yes, yeah,
you know.
yeah. No, fair enough.
But the election's over, so who gives a shit?
Yeah.
I'm sure Joe Biden has known he was going to be the candidate for weeks now.
Like, I think everyone recognized going into the Wisconsin vote that it was just going to be a shit show. And whatever the results are, people are going to be like, hey, I'm going to be like, hey, that result has a lot of problems because I know personally, oh my God, it was so badly handled. Okay, so they wanted to delay it. Democrats wanted to delay it. The governor even tried, even though he didn't have the constitutional right, he tried to delay it, but the courts all struck it down. Then they said in their decisions, okay, well, we'll let you have ballots that arrive as long as it's postmarked on the date that the election was held, so April 7th. But the thing is, pre-postage metered mail doesn't get a stamp because it doesn't go through the machine to have the stamp thing read. And the post offices weren't putting the dates on it. Some of them just said April. And so in Dane County alone... there's like 700 ballots that have been received with no mark on them. So they don't know when they were posted. So they don't know if they can count them or not. That's
so amazingly precise.
Yes.
It just said April.
Yes.
That's fine.
Or they couldn't be read or, whatever. So yeah, there's like hundreds of votes out there that they don't know whether or not they're eligible to be counted or not, or what they're supposed to do with them. It's basically, it's not as bad as Iowa, but just because it wasn't quite as controversial. But in terms of it just being a completely asterisked election, anyway, why would Biden go to all the problems of hacking machines in an otherwise completely effed up election anyway? June is an idiot. Yeah,
and not just that, but Iowa got a lot of focus because it was the first and people were watching. Most people, I was on Twitter and stuff, no one was talking about that. Who cares? Election's over.
Yeah, nobody really, I mean, other than people
You know?
like me from Wisconsin who care about this kind of stuff. And also Democrats pointing to Wisconsin as a reason why we need to organize mail-in voting for November now. I mean, that was the good thing about this. Just kind of like Iowa brought up a lot of problems in the counting system and how it was organized. This Wisconsin election showed what Republicans want to do. And actually, I think I want to say it was one of those never Trumpers like Steve Schmidt or maybe David Frum saying, this is a Republican. This was from Republicans, right? Describing the Trump handbook for like what the Senate is going to do. They're going to say, oh no, we shouldn't talk about mail-in voting ballots now. It's too early. And they're going to say that all summer. And then it's going to be July. And then they're going to say, oh, it's too soon. Now it's too late to try to change it over. And then they're going to want to cancel the election or try to adjust the way that people vote to make it more dangerous in urban areas to drive down Democratic voter turnout. And that's how you rig an election. You prevent the solution from being enacted, and then you go, oh, it's too late now to do anything to fix the problem. So, you want to...
Yeah, so how did you and the other 6 people from Wisconsin vote?
I don't know yet. Should we try to find out? Should we take a break from June's nonsense?
Have you tried ringing them?
We just call Bob and Dave? Hey, yeah. Hey, how you going? How's it going?
I presume there's a WhatsApp group. There's a WhatsApp group for the entire population of Wisconsin, I imagine.
Wisconsin primary results. Yeah, it's actually it's a WhatsApp group. Latest. That's what we want. Is that the latest? That's not the latest. Give me the latest. Biden wins. Joe Biden projected to be the winner in the Wisconsin primary. They're not really saying by much other than just the general declared. Let's see. Oh yeah, and this happened.
Yeah, but that's surprising.
My dad was telling me about this on the phone actually at the weekend that in the middle of the week, like then they were still waiting for all the ballots to come in. Some place in the Fox Valley, they found 3 tubs of ballots just sitting in a back room.
There's something so delightful.
Hey everybody,
American
welcome back
about
to the
fact that
combo couch.
The tub is a unit of measure now. 3 tubs of uncounted ballots.
Yeah. Oh, they found them eventually.
Yeah, we've got buckets of votes.
Yeah. Yeah, this is supposed to be a developed world democracy here. And in all honesty, this makes when you guys like take your in
just
Britain,
got uncounted missing tubs of. I mean, it makes hanging chads look positively fucking professional.
I was just gonna say, in a similar vein, when I watch the British elections, and where do these normally happen? I would say like a school gymnasium or something where they set up these massive counting systems. But the fact that you guys just use
they do in the smaller places. Yeah, but in Birmingham, because we've got so many places, they've got like the NEC, which is like a big conference center, and they have like tables set up in rows for each seat. Yeah. So it's done much more professionally here. But yeah, for those smaller places, it's just like a primary school dining hall.
Yeah.
They just convert into an election for the day.
Yep. Yeah. And that was just tables and folding chairs. Ballots, paper, and piles of paper is more modern and sorted out than this mess. This absolute mess.
Yeah, it works. It just works. Yeah. That's if you're going to have, this is the point I've always made with America. If you're going to have federal elections, which obviously you have to, the rules should be set by the federal government.
I agree.
Why have you got all this patchwork of different bits and bobs? Like, it's so stupid.
Well, I mean, that it's...
So there we go.
I guess, the date, the election... I mean, I think that, personally, I'm not an attorney, but I would say that given the instructing the founding documents, the Constitution does say, like, how and sort of when certain elections, will be held, like on the second Tuesday of the month or whatever. And so that means Congress, I think, empowers that Congress to decide how they do want federal elections handled. But of course, initially, when the Constitution was created, they had been running state level elections as colonies and then as Confederate states. or the Articles of Confederation, and that stayed. And it was kind of viewed as a 10th Amendment issue, a devolved to the states, which is not specifically enumerated in the Constitution. But I think I would like to see Congress take over more federal control of how its elections are held. So I concur. It's a really long way to say you're right.
Yeah. If in your own state election, you do what you want. But this is a national thing. It should be uniform.
Yep. I think the standards for ID should be uniform. I think like mail-in or in-person voting rules, whatever else should be standardized. How you establish residency should be standardized. And all of that. And then people want to put other state elections in the same vein in order to be more efficient. Well, that would make sense. But if you want to waste taxpayer money, you can run another election.
Yeah. And then justify that waste of money to your electorate.
Exactly. As opposed to just adding more names on the
And
ballot.
if they're okay with that, then fine, whatever.
Yeah. But eventually it won't make any sense to run 2 elections. And that's how the feds win.
Indeed.
Through efficiency. Okay, so now with...
As we're seeing with this whole COVID thing, there are some things only the government can do.
Yes. You know what Gavin Newsom ended up doing was the job of the president, but he did it as the governor of California because he's got the biggest state that's not in crisis and could focus on something like coordinating purchasing at the national level. I mean, it's ridiculous. Yeah. Why are we paying Trump? Well, we don't pay him.
Well, America's a ship without anyone at the wheel.
Yeah, right now.
You don't have a president. It's as simple as that.
No, we are adrift in a sea of idiocy.
What you have is a reality star boasting about his numbers on Facebook.
God. Or his TV ratings. He's spending days when Americans are dying talking about how his ratings are better than like the Bachelor season finale or Sunday Night Football.
That's what he wants. This is perfect for him. This is all he ever wanted the presidency to be, was him talking and the press listening and people watching. That's it.
Yep.
He doesn't actually want to do anything.
It's his narcissist fantasy. Yeah, it's his narcissist fantasy.
Yeah.
Thinking you just hold court.
And he has to do it every day.
Yes.
Every day.
But, maybe don't vote for Joe Biden, according to June. But don't vote for Trump. No, we need to end Trump. We need to end his presidency. We need to end his administration. We need to spend the next 2 years cleaning up his mess. All right. We were on.
He needs to spend the rest of his time now blending properly because the town's getting worse.
Someone give him a blending sponge, please, girl. Just all the way to the hairline. Go all the way to the hairline. Okay, I'm gonna hit play. Yeah. All right.
Go all the way to the wig line.
Yes.
Bernie himself. So Bernie is a really, really nice guy, and that is one of the best things about him and one of the worst. Ask literally any Bernie supporter and they will tell you the same thing, that he's way too nice. Every so often we'll see little bits and pieces of what he can be and what he can do. Like when he told the Washington Post off and he was just like, "Who are you with, the Washington Post?" "Yeah, good friends." And he just like fucking walks away like a boss. We know he has like that energy in him to tell.
It's interesting because he gave an interview to, was it the New York Times, where he said he doesn't really care if people like him. And he's not the kind of politician who's going to call you on your birthday to maintain a good relationship with you. Just like, he's pretty cranky, Bernie. So I guess.
Well, yeah. And not just that, but he's a cranky old man. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's what old men do. But the idea that Shu wants more of him basically just being a prick to the media.
Yes.
So you want a left-wing Trump.
Yeah.
And that is literally what they want.
Yeah,
Not is. That. Most Bernie supporters, myself included, don't want that. Right. But these
burners,
fucking flaming trash bags do. Yeah.
No headphones tonight?
No.
I have been hearing myself echo a little bit, but all right.
Oh, you bugger. I'll go and get them.
Well, no, it actually wasn't so bad. You can probably go without tonight if you wanted. He's off.
No.
Now that he's busted, he's going to put him in like a naughty schoolboy.
Yeah, exactly. I got off my ass to go and walk 4 steps to get them. So
I'm going to make you
fucking peace with it.
Going to make you beat erasers after school behind the one-room school house back in the.
Wow, and I thought the Don King reference was old. Jesus.
Yes, that used to. Well, I mean, apparently, according to television, anyway, having to bang out the erasers after class was back when they had chalk and chalkboards, big cloth erasers.
I remember that. I remember chalkboards.
I remember chalkboards.
They were phasing out by the end of my time. But, yeah.
Yep.
I remember the days before the moving picture.
You don't. I do remember. I had this sort of.
I used to cycle to school on my penny farthing, smoking a pipe of loose shag tobacco, and yeah, good times.
And it was like
that young whippersnapper Churchill doing his thing.
Is that when it went to the talkies? About round about the same time.
No, not this obscene Charlie Chaplin and his new wave comedy. No.
All right, I was going to say something, but I've forgotten it now because we went off tangent. Anyway, I guess I'm just going to have to do a hard transition back to June because I've got nothing else. So here we go.
Anyway, what's all this new Henry VIII nonsense about, eh?
What's yes, it was about being old and erasers and schoolhouses and. Oh, I've got the faintest glimmer of what the point was back there, but anyway.
Or as Bernie Sanders calls it, his middle age.
Oh, I remember what it was now. His middle age.
Because he's really old. Did you see the joke I did? I
had a history professor, or maybe it was just a doctor, but anyway, he taught history. I really liked him. He was kind of a bit standoffish, but I enjoyed his courses. And we always had pit lectures where we'd have like 200 students. So, he would just talk to an entire auditorium of students. But he wrote on the board, like for the entire lecture, even though he had, overhead slides. Dating myself again. But mostly he liked to write on the board. And he just permanently, his hands, his writing hand was always just caked in like the yellow chalk powder. it was under his nails and like in his creases of his hands. It was just everywhere because he just was writing so often. Anyway, blackboards in your day, yes, and chalk, white chalk, or the sort of soft gray, soft yellow.
Well, have you been into a school in recent years? It's all electronic now.
It was, yes, and it moved to
They've got
PowerPoint
projectors
slides.
And
multimedia with
touch screens,
speakers
stuff.
wired in.
Oh, it's mad.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying to have to log into and figure out every time you go to a university to give a presentation, but yeah. All right, we're really off topic now.
Yeah, that's a problem I have to deal with all the time.
I'll be dealing with it less because of the coronavirus. We're not traveling anywhere. But anyway. Okay, let's keep going because
everyone's dead.
We're only 5 minutes into this. No. Okay, I'm going to hit play.
Off the establishment. In fact, what's really funny is his base, his audience, cheers louder when he puts down the Democratic establishment than they do when he puts down anything else.
She's so happy about that because she really wants to beat Trump.
Well, no, that's the thing, isn't it? When she says his base, no, she means her audience.
Yes.
Not his actual base.
Yes.
Yeah.
The whole burn it all down.
Because she lives in this online echo chamber thing.
Yeah. True. I don't think she knocked on a single door for Bernie outside of whatever privileged neighborhood she lives in. And even then, she probably didn't even get off her butt and go knocking on doors for Bernie. All right, hitting play.
Bernie is legitimately scared about the whole, you're too divisive, oh, stop being divisive, because everyone calls him divisive. Everyone calls him mean, divisive. They talk about how he wags his finger, they talk about how he's loud, they say he's sexist, they say he's racist. But you ask anyone else, you ask the right, the right-wingers, and they'll be like, oh, Bernie's weak.
Does anyone say he's racist?
I don't really remember that. No, I mean, I think that there's a whole thing about people question how his participation, how much he participated in the civil rights movement, but I don't know a lot of people who I've seen calling him a racist in my timeline.
Yeah. Okay.
So
yeah, no, I don't either. If I'm wrong, by all means.
And generally,
tell me. I'd like to know.
Yeah, when I see those, well, I'm not going to get in about characterizing Twitter fights. We're just going to hit play. So Bernie's mistake so far is that he was too nice. I'm trying to think of another mistake she's pointed to because she hasn't really pointed to any mistakes. But okay, hitting.
No, she goes. I mean, his other mistake was he's just too dreamy. What's going on there? He's just.
She goes all kind of gooey when
the
she
way
talks about
the hair whistles through his thin graying hair is just too delicious. That's the problem. People were intimidated by his pure sex, Kristo. They couldn't handle his raw animalistic sex.
Him and Warren on a stage together. How did we ever survive?
Oh my God! It was just genital explosion, left, right, and center. Madness.
All right, I'm gonna hit play here.
They're two old, really old people who, between them, couldn't raise a fucking flicker out of anything, and yet we've now made them into these weird like sex freaks. They are. Just goes to show, it doesn't matter how old you are. If you want to get some ex-Marine dick and some really rough sex, you go, girl.
Yeah. And you know, Bernie makes a...
Oh, boy, whatever,
yeah.
if you're into that.
June all dreamy, so there we go.
Yeah.
The liberals, and they'll be like, he's too mean. He's too divisive. Like, what fucking planet do they live on? Like, I love...
to be honest, not really dropping out and continuing to collect delegates while you're not running for president is kind of divisive. Just saying, especially when you're supposed to. But the whole point of a party is you're supposed to come together behind someone. So, all right, I'm not going to do too much of like.
And as we know, Elizabeth Warren always likes to come together.
The timing is so important.
It's another sex joke.
Timing is so important.
Well, yeah, but this. We're in a lag, so time is impossible. I have to try and preempt the end of your sentence to make sure it gets heard properly. But there we go. I'm always coming early. Ba-boom.
Okay. So, oh dang it! I was going to say something, and now I've forgotten what it is. What did she just say? She just said something silly. I'm gonna have to go back. Maybe it'll remind me.
Bernie's too nice. You ask the liberals, and they'll be like, he's too mean. He's too divisive. Like, what fucking planet do they live on? Like, I love that Bernie's nice.
Oh, okay. Here's the thing. Oh, I remember what I was going to say now, which is I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time trying to do a counterpoint on June about the things that she's saying, like how Bernie messed up, because he's gotten out of the race, and I don't want to, like, you know, kick somebody when they're down. But there's a whole lot of rose-tinted glasses here and victimization that really doesn't bear out when you look at the fact that he had the most money of anybody, the most time of any candidate. He had the most influence on the Democratic convention process this time around. And he had an opportunity to really expand his base. So I'll just say that and then kind of leave it. Anything you want to say on that?
Penis.
Okay. Noted. Okay, play.
That's one of the best things about him. He doesn't stoop low. But politicians are sociopaths. Politicians all stoop low. We saw what Elizabeth Warren did. All these people go low.
What did Elizabeth Warren do? Oh, well, she related a conversation in good faith, and she's a snake because she... Yeah. Okay.
Not just that, but I hate to have to break this to you, June. In a democracy, politicians behave the way they can get away with because that's what the people want. People vote for it. So it's not that the politicians are sociopaths, it's that society, if indeed you can analyze it as sociopathic, it's that the voters vote for sociopathic behavior.
Yeah. And also, a politician...
In a democracy, you get the politicians you deserve. That's ultimately the case, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, politicians aren't sociopaths. Politicians are rational actors, which means they're always trying to maximize getting what they want. Right? So it's not that when a politician goes after the things that are going to get them the policies they want, they're actually being a good politician. They're not being a sociopath. I don't know where All right, I'll just hit play if you're...
Yeah, and also, considering she's called people like gorillas and stuff.
Yeah.
Had a go at, trans people.
Yeah.
I don't know that you get to be like, oh, stooping low. Like, come on.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, she never apologized for that. Just evaded apology. Okay.
Oh, they don't take the high road. Bernie Sanders takes the high road, and everyone just wants him to take the low road, and it's just, we want both. We want him both to be the guy that takes the high road, but also the guy that just throws some punches every now and then. But that's...
So you're completely irrational. We want you to both be above approach and also be dirty.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nonsense. I mean, it really is ridiculous. And I mean, there are pressures on every politician to some extent. You know, it's about judging the mood of the crowd, so to speak. That you want a fair mixture of being able to fight when necessary and being conciliatory and reaching across the aisle and all of that and being nice when necessary. But to say you want both, it's not a matter of extremes, is it? And unfortunately, that's where the internet is a really bad thing, because it lends itself to extreme nonsense, which is why you get fucking garbage like, the people we talk about here on this show becoming popular, because it lends itself to extremism. That's how the alt-right become a thing,
Yeah, especially emotional, extreme, not really thinking rationally or looking up data or presenting an argument based in fact, but just, hey, I've just made up this conspiracy theory that involves hacking, but then also big turnout to cover up the hacking. Or whatever.
Yeah. And Joe Biden personally going around to every polling booth in America.
Yes.
Allen key in hand, undoing machines, and
must be what happened. All right. And how much more of this do you think we should listen to? Is entertaining, or should we do the big quiz?
We can do the quiz if you want. I mean, I don't care anymore. I've lost the will to live.
All right. Well, I just did an executive decision.
And we did over 6 minutes.
We did.
So we got past the Sargon. So that's good.
We got further.
Why are you advertising your own fucking stream, Tia?
How boring would it be?
YouTube is so shit.
How boring would it be if we just sat here and watched our own stream? That would be so boring.
Well, I don't like our show. I don't watch our show. It's shit. So I don't.
I don't think we did. Okay, I don't know when we did 6 last time.
I have no idea. Did we?
I'm pretty sure we did 6 last time. I'm just wondering if we should. Week 3, day 1.
Should we do the most recent one?
Yeah, the one from 5 hours ago.
Or not? I don't know.
Do the one from 5 hours ago.
If you wanna. Okay.
All right. So again, in order to avoid any copyright, and I know on the answers, here we go. We're just going to skip ahead. All right. So the tiny little quiz of the lockdown people with Jimmy Carr.
Shall I read?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you want me to read?
Please. It's violent, sexy dancing. I'm going to eat some pizza.
Who was once married to playwright Arthur Miller and another time to baseball hero Joe DiMaggio?
Marilyn Monroe.
I know the answer to that. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, yeah.
And she said, I think, arguably the stupidest thing ever to Joe DiMaggio when she said to him, she was explaining about the pressure of the crowds, and she was like, "Oh, Joe, you don't know what it's like being in front of a massive crowd who are chanting your name."
Well, yes. I think he did.
Yeah, I think he did. I think he did. I think he definitely did, yeah.
Oh my gosh, is this the easy version? The assassin? Oh, sorry, you're reading it.
The assassin. Yeah. Eat your fucking pizza. Jesus.
I will.
The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand set off a chain of events leading to what? The answer is, of course, again, Marilyn Monroe.
Well,
I think that's the answer to all of them this time.
That was something that happened after the First World War. But
technically, yeah. Technically, if exactly. You follow chaos theory, that had to happen in order for Marilyn Monroe to occur. So, because when a daddy Marilyn Monroe and a mummy dad Marilyn Monroe love each other very much, they have to wait for Franz Ferdinand to be assassinated, and then they have a baby.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely true.
I think that's how history works.
Or the answer could just be World War One, obviously.
Did they get
this is
yes? Yeah, it was probably World War
Which Hollywood star name is an anagram of Germany? Which Hollywood star's name is an anagram of Germany?
That was a very good presenter's voice.
Thank you. I don't know this one.
Hollywood stars. Let's see.
Amy Nerg.
Amy Gerd? No. Let's see.
I don't know.
May Gerd?
Mary Neg.
Mary Gen? No. People in the chat help with the anagrams.
Yeah, I got no.
Oh,
no
ding,
idea.
ding, 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 ding. Fake Queen Corey got it.
Meg Ryan.
Ding, ding, ding,
Oh,
ding,
okay.
ding.
So
Nice. And Benjamin was like, fuck this.
Also, she hasn't been a star for years. The fuck are they talking about?
Ah, don't ever say that. She will always be a star. Well done, Fake Queen Corey. Oh, I don't really have to pause it. I just have to drag it. All right, then I will drag and Kevin will read. He always has a like kind of weird thing with his hand. Okay. Ooh, this is.
Oh wow, this is a multiple part thing or something. A new UK £10 note includes the Pride and Prejudice quote, "I declare after all there is no enjoyment like reading." Unfortunately, A, they misspelled reading. B, Caroline Bingley is lying and hates books. C, the quote is actually from Sense and Sensibility.
I'd go C.
I don't know this one.
I'm going to guess. C?
I've heard you prefer D. Oh! That's twice I've done that now. I'll say Caroline Bingley is lying and hates books. I have no fucking idea.
All right. Controversial split decision in the house. All right, going forward.
It's probably going to be A now, isn't it?
Probably Reading or something. Okay, drag to number 5. Which word? Oh, sorry, you.
God's sake. Which word for socially inept or intelligent person did Dr. Seuss coin? Geek, nerd, or Poindexter?
Oh.
I shall repeat. Which word for socially inept or intelligent person did Dr. Seuss coin? Geek, nerd, or Poindexter?
I think
I'll go with Poindexter.
All right, I'm gonna go with nerd. I'm actually leaning nerd because I think nerd sounds like a very Seussian word.
Seussian. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Another
fair
split
enough. I mean,
decision.
that works. Yeah.
Our team is just all over the place tonight. Or I guess we're not a team.
Oh yeah, we are. It's terrible.
We're a collection of individuals.
Exactly. Kristi, get on the team. You have to endorse my answer immediately. Okay, 6th. Name the film about a zombie pandemic starring Brad Pitt as a UN investigator that had a massive surge in audiences this week.
Do you remember that one?
Is it Zombieland?
No. It's like World War X or something like that.
World War Z.
Yes. I think that's the one.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know the answer, but anyway.
Oh, wait. Someone in the chat.
Oh, someone else said Zombieland.
Followed immediately by World War Z.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, the audience are just as bad. We're split. This show's tearing itself apart. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, who cares? Fuck's sake.
I think it's World War Z. But all right, moving ahead.
Someone says it's terrific.
Okay. Oh.
How many times in a row does Bill Withers sing "I Know" in "Ain't No Sunshine"?
Do you want to count? Are you counting in your head? I know.
I've got 8.
I've got 12.
Oh, okay. I've got 8.
Do it. Sing it.
We are so.
We're gonna have to do it.
I know, sunshine.
No, it's the one at the end. It's I know. That one. No. I could be wrong. We're all going to find out in the answers.
So I like the old joke about was it what you call a duck in the microwave? Bill Withers. Bill Withers.
Bill Withers. 11, 12 could be right too. Okay, yeah, it could be 11 because I think it's on the 11. Then I know when she's gone. At the end could be the 12th because that would be 3 bars.
You've got a nice voice.
I know. Thank you.
You've got. Yeah.
I should be humble about that shit, but I'm not.
No, don't. It's fine. Yeah, and I agree in the chat. It should be World War Z, but they're Americans.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's weird.
All right.
I remember talking to PZ Myers about that, and him saying in Canada they call him PZ.
Winston's at 24. I don't know if I believe that. PZ.
PZ Myers. Yeah, that's what it would be called here.
But PZ does sound better. You have to admit in that case.
PZ does sound awesome. PZ Myers sounds like a rapper.
He could be. Yeah. Yes, that could be.
Yeah.
Grandmaster PZ Myers.
And not just that, but PZ Myers, he doesn't sound like the main singer on a record. On a record, Jesus Christ, I'm old. It sounds like, it'll be like I don't know, Drake featuring PZ Myers. Like he'd be the secondary dude. Do you know what I mean?
Please, someone tweet that. Please, someone tweet that at PZ. It'll be so confusing, but it would be so funny. I'm not dissing him.
It just sounds like one of those featuring. It just sounds like one of those featuring. Yeah.
No, it was funny because
it was so on that one record, and you'll never hear from him again.
That was absolutely.
You'll never hear from that person ever again. Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Anyway.
Next, we kind of just went. We don't know on that one. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, I think we're gonna fucking go. Which host of a late night show got the first interview with Bernie Sanders after he announced he was dropping out of the presidential race?
Wow,
I don't know this one.
Dang, that was a quick one. Like they took that right out of the headlines.
Yeah.
Was it Fallon? Was it Jimmy Fallon? No. Or was it who are the late night hosts? Fallon, not Stephen Colbert. Jimmy Kimmel.
James Corden.
No, it wasn't with a Brit. I think it was Jimmy Kimmel.
Conan? Did Conan get it?
They're saying that people think Stephen Colbert, but I don't live in America with that I know. But I did think I saw him. I thought I saw him on Jimmy Kimmel, but Seth Meyers. Oh, maybe that was it. It's so hard to tell those guys apart. Seth Meyers.
Yeah, he does late night now, doesn't he? He took over from Conan.
Yeah, late night show. All right, well.
Late night with Seth Meyers.
Yeah, that or Colbert. Like once again, the chat's not unified.
So people are still saying Colbert though, so I don't. Yeah, you're shit, chat. Oh my god, you're so bad at this. I mean, we're shit as well, but come on.
Yeah, you're watching us be shit. Be better.
No, it's not okay. No, don't.
No.
We need to stop babying these.
No, someone spelled my name wrong.
adults.
They were apologizing. Crap, I just noticed I spelled Kristi's name wrong.
Well, that's even worse. No, that's not okay. You spell it Kristi with an E. It's been decided by the big brain. So.
Which big brain? Oh, was that Peter Big Brain with an E? Coffin.
Yeah, Kristi with an E. I wonder what she's up to.
About
her
5'4".
and Movie Bob and their crazy fascist manipulations. What are they up to? Oh.
All right. So
anyway,
Seth Meyers.
Basically, so that's another one we don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Seth Meyers, apparently, I don't know. Okay.
What does the G in 5?
What does the G stand for in 5G? I'm reading.
I know. Sorry.
Stop reading. What does the G in 5G stand for? I know.
I only know what the G stands for. No G.
Well, that's because you are. Clearly.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so the G stands for 5 gangster. It's the same. Exactly the same. No, it's generation, isn't it?
Oh, is it? I don't know.
Yeah, so this is the 5th generation of like whatever Wi-Fi technology, some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, because I only really came, I guess,
Although
3G.
it might stand for gamma radiation that's going to give you all cancer. Oh,
Yeah, I didn't know it was 3G when I
because
started.
that's a thing.
I wasn't online for 2G. Were you online for 2G?
Yeah, I get paid £2,000. Yeah, getting up for 2G. See what I did? See what I did?
I did see.
I am
All right.
fucking brilliant.
Last one.
Right, 10. Which British hero of the pandemic was criticised by Sophie and Pete from Gogglebox for his response to the lockdown? I'll repeat. Which British hero of the pandemic was criticised by Sophie and Pete from Gogglebox for his response to the lockdown? They are fucking struggling for questions here. They're really struggling for questions. This is dreadful. And I thought of a great one the other day, although I don't know the answer to it, but I think it would be a great quiz question. What is the third rule of Fight Club?
Oh. Isn't it?
See, that is a good question because we all know the first two.
Yeah. What is the third rule? I'm sure that there are third rules for Fight Club. So what's the third rule?
There are loads of rules, yeah. It goes because everyone remembers that line, and then the rest of it, that scene, is him explaining the other rules, which are like practical, like if it's your first time there, you have to fight or something.
Yes,
you know,
yes, that's it. If it's your first night, you have to fight, kind of thing. Right. Third rule of Fight Club: someone yells "stop," goes limp, taps out, the fight is over. That's the third rule of Fight Club.
There you go.
That is a good quiz question.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
But now we know the answer, so
yeah. So now you can answer it correctly, and it's only 10 questions.
It's certainly better than asking a question. I mean, how broad is hero of the pandemic, and who the fuck knows who Pete and Sophie are from Gogglebox? I mean, I watch that show and I don't know who those people are.
I love Gogglebox
because they're just random people.
Yeah, it's hard to keep their names straight. They're like,
yeah, it's hilarious. But who gives a fuck who these people are? They're just funny pricks. That's it.
Yeah.
We should explain. Gogglebox is a show. It sounds really shit, but it's actually quite good, right?
It's really good.
It's normal people. Although they do a celebrity version occasionally, but the main thing is ordinary people, and it's the same ordinary people every week watching the TV shows. So you're watching someone else watching TV, which sounds fucking dreadful. I absolutely admit. And when I first heard the idea, I was like, I'm not watching that. That's garbage. It's actually a lot of fun because you get to watch people interacting in the way that they do. Even though they know they're on camera, they don't seem to act as if they are. Like they have conversations which sometimes have me in stitches. It's brilliant.
Yeah, the thing about it is, well, when you're recording...
And the dogs. Oh, that one family with the massive dogs.
Oh, the dog
so
that's
funny.
just like
the
jumping on the
dogs
couch
just
and
jump
stuff.
all over them. It's brilliant.
And lick their faces and eat their stuff.
Headbutting the guy. Yeah.
Yeah, what's interesting to me is...
Dave, get down, Dave. The dog actually is called Dave. I know I do the Dave joke, but the dog in the show is actually called Dave.
Yeah. So on that show, they record them every night. Like they just have it, they turn on the cameras and then the families watch entire programs. So they spent the whole night watching things. They don't know what's going to go on TV. So it's very difficult for them to kind of like, be funny on purpose. They're waiting for more spontaneous reactions to include. But it's interesting for me because you get to go into so many different people's living rooms and you hear, especially when it was the election time and you'd hear different people reacting differently to the news. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like a free focus group. This is amazing. I really like Gogglebox.
Well, I'd say there's so many characters on that show that I really like, but I don't know if I'd ever really want to meet them. The posh couple.
Oh, yes. That's
who sit in the two chairs next to each other. And they just think, what planet are these fucking people from? I don't even know. Their interactions are so strange. They don't seem to like it or know each other particularly, but you can tell they love each other. But they're just sort of together.
Yes,
and I don't.
Yes, they're just
it's
sort of
so
together.
Peculiar.
Yeah,
I've never seen any. Yeah, I've never seen any people actually interact in that way.
Yeah,
it's very strange. And the old Geordie couple, and the old guy keeps talking about he's about to die. What the fuck is wrong with you?
No, and then there's got like
he might not be too far off. He's very old, but
And they have like it was somewhere. This is a couple years ago because I stopped being able to get access to it illegally online. It was like an Asian family. with like a daughter and
Yeah.
a son, and I think the mother was Anglo, but the dad came from somewhere in Asia. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
I vaguely.
Yeah, maybe it was
Yes.
a couple of years ago, but they were always very entertaining. Yeah, and yeah. So Gogglebox. Okay, so that was a trip down Gogglebox Lane.
But I don't know who the hero is that they're talking
No,
about.
the
in
hero
film.
of the hero of the lockdown. I don't know either.
Yeah. Who's a hero? Hero of the
The
lockdown?
hero or something like that of the
Load of
lockdown.
bollocks.
I don't know what Jimmy Carr said, but he
Anyway.
just said the word bullshit because I know what the word bullshit looks like when somebody says it, and he just said it.
Fair enough.
Yeah. All right. So here we go with the answers. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, let's have a look at this shite.
Yes.
I am.
I'm going to speed this up because we don't need to sit this whole time while the answers sprint by. We can actually speed that up. So,
Yeah.
Yes, Marilyn Monroe.
Hurry up, Jimmy Kite. Yeah, naturally.
Yeah, we knew that one.
Yeah. You know, she also married the Dalai Lama.
No, she didn't. One of the first biographies I ever
She
read.
did. Honest.
One of the first biographies
Honest,
I
she
ever
did.
read was of Marilyn Monroe. So I was like 13 at the time or something. And it was like the first time I'd sort of picked up like a big official biography of a whole person's life and just read it from cover to cover. So yeah, we had
Of a whole. The way you worded that was really strange. A whole person's life. Like, there was a half a person whose life you read about.
normally when you no, it's just like a whole book dedicated to one person. It was
No, exactly. 'Cause that's what you'd say, but you said a whole person.
Oh,
I was like,
right. Well, I'm
what?
trying to run tech
It was
and
like
and
a
sleepy.
quarter of a person.
I've got a quarter of a brain at this point in the night.
Anyway, yeah, it was World War One.
Yeah,
It was World War One.
it was. We were
There you
also right
go.
about that. Also, right about that. All right, Meg Ryan. Yes, thank you to our chat.
Yeah. Thank you to
Yes.
chat.
Faye Queen Corey. Oh,
B. Ba-boom.
you got it right.
Lovely stuff.
Oh,
I had no idea, but it was a good guess. I had a 1 in 3 chance.
you did, and you did better than me.
Yeah.
You win. You win pride. For the
I
night.
do win, and my internet wins. It's a twofer.
I don't know why your internet feels the need to compare itself to other people's internet.
Because it's shit, and it rarely wins. So when it does, oh, nerd. Oh, nice.
Yeah, so not Poindexter. So I got that one right.
Well, it takes one to know one,
yeah,
doesn't it?
True. It just sounds like I said. It sounds Seussian. Geek is too hard. Poindexter is too many syllables. Nerd sounds like Nerf and smirt. What was snurts? Is that what people would knit in the story about the guy who was saving the trees?
No, the little blue creatures.
Yeah, I speak for the trees.
No, that's Smurfs.
No,
Smurfs.
snurts. I think something
I
like
said
that.
Smurfs.
All right, what was number 6? I think we had a lot of split decisions here.
Who fucking
Oh, World War Z.
cares? Well, it was World War Z, yes. Featuring PZ Myers.
PZ Myers, Grandmaster PZ. 26. Oh, he said,
What was the
oh my gosh, someone said 24, and I mocked them. And
I know. All right, Bill. Fuck's sake, get on with it.
I know. 20. Someone said 24. They were the closest. Who was that? I mocked you, and I
said
totally take the
8.
mocking back. Totally. You said 8. You were so much stronger than me. No, you're either right or you're wrong.
Yeah.
What, you're a jet? Am I a shark now? 26. That's a lot.
Yeah, just fucking hurry up,
a thneed.
Bill. Look, I just stop padding it out.
Everybody
It
needs a
was Colbert.
thneed.
Okay.
Yes, that was it. The Lorax. Thanks, guys. 26 is a lot.
Anyway, it was Stephen Colbert.
It was Stephen Colbert. Look at that.
Yeah.
Stephen Colbert right
He
there.
looks a little bit like Jimmy Carr.
He does. We give him glasses, really thick rimmed glasses. Yes, Winston. Thanks for taking credit. You get the high 5. You get the points for that one. All right, what is up next? Oh, Kevin was right. Generation.
Generacion.
Yes,
Yeah.
true. What else we got here? Move along, Jimmy. Move along. Come on, give us another answer. Oh, Joe Wicks.
Oh, Joe Wicks.
You
oh.
can explain. Oh, you didn't explain the
Joe-
labor meltdown
Did
either.
this make it to Germany?
No.
Oh, fuck. It's too depressing. Basically, Labour's destroying itself.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, well, not literally, but anyway. Yeah, Joe Wicks he's like he did exercise videos and like how to exercise in the in lockdown, like in your own house, like house exercises and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Does that make you a hero? Really?
Well, I guess Z-list celebrity.
Yeah, I guess. Should we do one more and then call it a night?
Well, okay. I have to find one now, though. Oh, that's too far. Too many clicks. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Let's go back to the... Did we do one in the earliest ones?
I have no idea, Krista.
Oh, I guess it's by
That's
weeks.
answers.
So...
That's answers.
Yeah, I'm
That's
just
answers.
trying to...
That's answers.
Oh, okay, these are the ones we've done. These are the ones we've done. Right. So let's go
Okay.
to questions from week 2, day 1. How about that? No wonder they're running out of...
Okay.
They've been doing this for like 15 times now. All right.
Yeah.
Dun. Big yawn.
Thank you.
Okay.
What do the following have in common? Jufk, Batman, Marco Polo, and John Lennon. You need to pause on the thing.
Yeah, sorry.
Christo.
Yeah, sorry. I had
Hello.
to clear my throat and okay. Just give me a second. I know.
But did that stop? Did that stop your pausing? Finger?
Yeah, it does because I have to do that on a completely separate window. So I was on the different screen.
Okay.
So.
Well, I do know the answer to this. But anyway, what do the following have in common? JFK, Batman, Marco Polo, and John Lennon.
All right, what do they have in common? What do they have in common?
Come on, Krista, you know this. You know this.
JFK, Batman, Marco Polo, and John Lennon. JFK, Marco Polo. No, I don't know what they all have in common. They all died in New York. No.
Well, no. That was when. First when JFK and John Lennon popped up, I thought, is it a shooting thing? But no, it's they've all got airports named after them.
Wait. What? There's a Batman airport?
Yeah, there's a town in is it Turkey or Georgia? Georgia, the country. Called Batman.
Oh.
So it's nothing to do with the character. It's just it's called Batman Airport.
Oh, that's a clever question. If you know the answer. If not, it's really annoying.
Yeah. And Marco Polo is obviously in Venice, where he was from. JFK's New York.
Yeah.
And John Lennon's Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
And I quite like the old line about that. They called it John Lennon Airport because it was the first place he went to get the fuck out of it once he got some money. Anyway. Name the 6 US states that begin with the letters N and E.
Oh.
So.
You want me to?
Nebraska.
Right. I have to sing the song.
Yeah,
now.
go for it.
Let's see how far I can skip ahead. Because otherwise I have to go Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, I'm going fast forward. Iowa, Kansas, I'm on the M's. Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Jersey, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York. How many is that? North Carolina. I got to the E's. Did you count?
Yeah, that'll do. I don't fucking care.
You wanted to do the quiz and now you're like,
right.
Either be excited or don't.
Because it's America.
Oh, you don't care about that.
America. Featuring PZ Myers.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Mexico, New York.
Yeah, there are lots of news.
There's a lot of news. That's true. All right.
California.
No. No.
Ooh, spicy.
Mm-hmm.
3. What did a Bedouin shepherd find in the Qumran caves in Palestine? What did a Bedouin shepherd find in the Qumran caves in Palestine?
I know. Do you know?
I do.
All right.
I do.
You want to say it at the same time?
Well, how the fuck are we going to do that with the thing?
Dead Sea
It's the
Scrolls.
Dead Sea Scrolls.
Yeah, I guess I said it first.
There we go.
Yes, the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Well, not in my ears. I said it first.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you heard
So,
me.
I mean, it's... Yeah. I did. I heard you, and then I copied you.
All right, here you go.
Fuck it, why not? What? Okay. What links? Is that Bufflehead?
Yes.
Or Buffyhead?
Buffle.
Is that an L or an I?
Buffle.
What links Bufflehead, Donald, Smee, and Huey? What links Bufflehead, Donald, Smee, and Huey?
This is going to be a you question. I did my American question already.
Were they all rejected members of the Jackson 5?
Pretty sure not. Pretty sure that's a no. You want to try again? I'm sure there's...
Were they rejected members of the Seven Dwarfs?
If anything is called Bufflehead, it has to be British. You realize this, right? It has to be a culturally British question.
Other than...
Huey, Lou, and Dewey, Donald.
Yeah, there are a football team here called the Bufflehead Bills.
All right. So someone said they are orange, all 4 of them.
That's not true. They're orange.
All 4 of them. I think they're just talking about Donald.
They are orange.
I think they're talking about Trump there. That's Rory Katz.
Oh, Donald. Oh, okay, right, okay.
All are part of the Trump family. Ducks? All right. We got an actual attempt at an answer from by Pagan Man. Donald Duck's relatives?
Donald Duck. Is Bufflehead a duck? Is Smee the duck?
Huey is definitely... Donald is a duck and Huey is a duck. Those are definitely part of the...
What's Huey? What's Huey? Is that a type of duck?
Huey, Louie, and Dewey. You've watched...
The fuck's that?
You've seen... You know Disney. Huey, Louie, and... Dewey, yeah. Not Huey Lewis in the News. Huey, Louie, and Dewey.
What? No, Kristi, come on. You don't need a credit card to ride this train. It's short and it's sudden, and it can be cruel sometimes, but it might just save your life.
That's the power of love. Dun, dun. Yeah. Oh, with that really bad synth that we had in the 80s. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, the synthesizers.
Yeah.
Noxious.
Very, very, very 80s tune, yeah.
Okay, Smee is the first mate of Captain Hook. Oh, the chat's really coming through now. All right, Smee is the first mate of Captain Hook. Donald.
So anyway, so Huey's one of the... Is it DuckTales or whatever the fuck?
Yeah, that kind of thing.
So presumably Bufflehead is another duck. They're all cartoon ducks or something. I don't know.
Maybe, but yeah.
Anyway, fuck this.
We're going to do one more. And
these questions are stupid.
What's the national animal of Scotland?
What's the national animal of Scotland? I do know this one.
Okay.
And you will never, ever guess it if you don't know.
No, I'm not going to even try to guess.
Well, you've got to try and guess.
Okay. What are some animals native to Scotland? How about, I don't know, a rabbit. Haggis. Not haggis, people in the chat.
Yeah, have you ever tried to catch a wild haggis? They're quick. Oh,
that's why they're such a delicacy.
What's... Yeah.
Unicorn?
Oh, they've already got it in the chat.
That's not an animal.
Unicorn. Yeah.
Oh, is that the lion and the unicorn in the...
Of course it's not.
Okay, so then...
I don't know, but it's not native to Scotland, so... Because it's not native to Earth.
It's a national animal of Scotland.
Not
doesn't
a real
exist.
thing.
All right.
Yeah, which is very Scottish. Anyway, we were going to choose like a dog or something, but fuck it.
No, I picked it last night when I was drunk off my ass. Like it was... Got it, unicorns.
I mean, firstly, that sounded really... That sounded really racist. That accent.
No,
That's
no,
terrible.
it's just bad.
And also, they're more likely to be on heroin nowadays.
Well, no, this
Please.
is when they were picking the national animal, so they didn't have that supply from Mexico or
Yeah,
South
that was
America.
last week. Last week, Krista.
All right, here you go.
Right. Sinta, an orangutan in Indonesia, has started copying something done by the humans who look after her.
Oh, I know
What
the
is
answer to this.
it? Started copying what? Reading the newspaper while taking a shit in the morning.
No, but that is a very
No?
human thing. Yeah.
That's a very human thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Adjusting their balls in the warm weather.
Haruka in the chat has it. She started washing her hands obsessively. Like she's washing her hands all the time. Now that she sees the people doing it, she started doing it too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Fucking Joe Wicks again, the cunt.
He's trying
Can't
to
get rid of
he's
him.
trying to sponsor us, and he's trying to get in on that Hummel action here.
Well, yeah, fuck off. Get in the line. Matt Hummels is still alive, okay, Joe? So deal with it. Now there's going to be beef where Joe Wicks tries to assassinate Matt Hummels.
Oh, no.
What a sentence that is. Joe Wicks had a hit book called Lean in 15. His next book is about the diets of babies who've just stopped breastfeeding, which Joe Wicks, the man, I'm sure is very well aware of how that works. What's it called? So what's Joe Wicks, the cis man's book on breastfeeding babies called?
Someone in the chat, this is Haruka again, has a great one. I don't know if it's true, but it's Wean in 15.
Oh, that's genius. Oh, I hope that's true. Is that an answer or just like a suggestion? Because that's amazing.
I can't tell, but it is
Wean
amazing.
in 15.
It is.
And he could do one about people coming off drugs, off drugs, and call it Clean in 15.
There you go. Just keep going.
There we go. There's a series of books he knows nothing about that he could write that rhyme with the word lean.
All right, here you go.
Anyway, 8. Which of the following did not perform at Elton John's I Heart Living Room concert for America? What the fuck is that?
No idea.
Anyway, Billie Eilish, Dave Grohl, Andrea Bocelli, or Mariah Carey? Which of the following did not perform at Elton John's I Heart Living Room concert for America? Billie Eilish, Dave Grohl, Andrea Bocelli, or Mariah Carey?
Just a random ass guess because I had no idea this was even a thing. And I know Botticelli had to give a performance over Easter to an empty room, so maybe not him.
Well, just tickets not selling well, or was that a quarantine thing?
It was a quarantine thing. He was in Italy, and he sang Amazing Grace in some sort of concert hall by himself. So I'm just thinking he wouldn't want to shoot his wad.
Well, presumably he was being filmed. He wasn't just fucking mental and just went into an empty room and just started singing.
Well, he did, but someone
presumably
captured
this was
it.
broadcast.
Yes, it was broadcast.
Yeah, okay, good. He was just like, no, I don't care. I agreed to sing at 8 p.m. on this exact date, so I'm going to fucking sing if people are there or not, okay? Yeah, exactly.
So
look, Andrea is singing whether he gets paid or not. It's happening.
He's booked. It's on his calendar now.
Anyway, yeah. I'm going to go with Maria. Fuck's sake. She's only been famous for 40 years. Mariah Carey.
All right. We now
not 40.
Literally every answer. We've had Andrea, Mariah, Dave Grohl, and Billy.
Well, because no one watched it.
Yeah, because no one watched it. We're all just random guesses.
Because people were too busy wanking.
And if you watched it, would you admit it in public?
I Heart America.
Would you admit it?
I probably would. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Which Hollywood star surprised some fans by revealing he's friends with Johnny Vegas? Which Hollywood star surprised some fans by revealing he's friends with Johnny Vegas?
Joe Wicks.
Now, this is going to take some unpacking. Hollywood star Joe Wicks, yeah.
Well, he's an author. He's an exercise dude. He does everything.
Yeah, he's Yeah, he's very much a Renaissance man. Absolutely. I do actually know this, and it's a convoluted thing. I should explain. Johnny Vegas is. How do you explain Johnny Vegas? He's a fat northern comedian.
If you've seen QI,
That's literally what he is.
yeah. Should we get up a picture of? He's lost a lot of weight.
He's a fat
though.
northern comedian.
Hasn't he? Or is he up again?
Yeah, but he's still pretty fucking
Yeah.
big. Like, he's not horrifically unhealthy as he used to be, but he's still Ricky Vedgas.
Yeah, that was a typing error. My German keyboard.
That's still Vedas.
Yeah, you're right. It is.
What the fuck? Who's Johnny Vedas?
Should we find out? Vegas. There we go.
Fuck
This is Johnny
hell.
Vegas.
Anyway, that's him. Yeah. Look, he's still a big lad,
Yeah. Yeah, he is. This one looks
Anyway.
pretty recent. He looks
and
pretty
he's
good.
very funny.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's got a great accent as well. And just listening to him talk is quite.
Yeah.
He's got a great voice.
And that's sort of connected to the point. He's from a town called St Helens in the north of England, which is famous. Basically, the only reason it's known is because it has a rugby league team that exists there called St Helens. And the actor who is his friend is because of their love of rugby league is fuck's sake, Gladiator. What's his name?
Russell Crowe. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
He's who was a big rugby league fan himself. Actually, he used to, I don't know if he still does, own the South Sydney Rabbitohs franchise in Australia, the rugby league team.
Oh, he's quite the.
So there,
fan
that's the thing.
Yes.
Indeed. Yes, and I love the fact that in Australia they've got a team called the South Sydney Rabbitohs.
Yes, I was also thinking
Genius.
Rabbitohs. I don't know what that is. It looks more like Johnny Tottenham.
It's basically rabbits with OHS on the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
Johnny Tottenham. Johnny Lancashire.
Yeah.
Which city does the Australian astrophysicist who got magnets magnetized together in his nose live in? What? I don't even understand that sentence. Which city does the Australian astrophysicist who got magnets magnetized together in his nose live in?
That's a terribly constructed sentence.
Yeah, that is awful. So he got magnets magnetized in his nose.
Yes.
Was that on purpose? Or was that an accident?
Was it?
Imagine going to the hospital just like, I've got some magnets in my fucking nose. Can we sort this problem
Was
out?
it Joe Wick?
Was it Joe Wicks, the Australian astrophysicist / author /
Hollywood star
breastfeeding expert
/ Hollywood star?
I mean, he's a / Hollywood star, yeah, / owner of Australian rugby league franchises. He does everything. He's got fingers in so many pies, which, as we know, is very unhealthy.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah. If I were to construct this, I would probably say an Australian astrophysicist got hit had magnets magnetized together in his nose. In which city does he live? I think that's how I would do that one.
I would say Australian science man magnet nose. Live city where?
Live city where? Like if you look at that's such a German almost like I have to deal with like crazy like clauses. I have to figure out where clauses end in order to do German grammar right. And this sentence is just a mess because it starts with which city does, and then the verb live in is at the end, and then they just crammed all this other information in the middle. Exactly.
They've basically told you a story in the middle of a question, which is ridiculous.
Really hard to follow.
So you forget by the end what the actual question is, which is the city. We're looking for a city, but by the end you're like, magnets magnetized in his nose. What?
This one is like to read German.
So basically, let's guess an Australian city. Sydney.
Sure, why not?
That's a big city.
Yeah.
You could live in Sydney.
Yeah, it's a good enough guess. It's a reasonable guess.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a place. It was week 2, day 1.
Yes.
I hope.
Yeah.
So answers.
Oh, did you see it already? I see. Day 4, 5. This is week. I can't see. Week 1.
No, week 2, day 1.
I know. I lost it.
So up.
Ah, this
Up.
one. Yep, week 2, day 1.
Okay.
Do I still have it on 2 times speed? Yes, I do. 4 minutes. Fuck. Why do you need 4 minutes to talk about this stuff? You don't. I guess he's got to earn his paycheck somehow, though.
Well, to be fair, I don't think he's doing this for the paycheck. I think he's just fucking bored, like everyone else. Like I'm going mental with it. Anyway, yeah, it was
airports.
airports.
You were right.
So
Yeah.
there you go. Yeah.
Those are all the news.
There we go.
Yeah.
There's Nebraska
Nevada.
and Nevada.
So no, you do them alphabetically. You start
Nevada.
with Nebraska, then Nevada, because as you know, letters come before space. So then all the news. And then it's New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York. That's the alphabetical order. I know from the song. Not that I don't know how alphabetical order works in other cases, but just in that particular one, there's a song.
Oh God, that was a conversation with yourself. The Dead Sea Scrolls. Okay, we both got that one.
Yep.
Hurry up, Jimmy! You fucking.
I know.
Idiot.
I was saying 4 minutes. Ducks.
Why am I ripping on Jimmy now? Ducks. Oh, it was ducks.
It was ducks.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you
Chat
go.
again.
Well
Points to
done,
the chat.
Huey and Bufflehead.
Unicorn.
Oh, Buffly Buffs.
Unicorn,
Yeah.
correct? Yes.
Unicorn. Which isn't. It's not an animal, Scotland. You've chosen an animal which isn't an animal.
Washing her hands.
You might as well have chosen a hammer.
Did you get the washing her hands?
Okay.
Yep. Got that one.
Well, you did. I said, was it taking a shit or something? I know, reading the paper.
It was Ween in 15.
It was Ween in 15.
High five. Who
Oh,
said
go
that?
on, Wixie. Wix is a legend. He knows what he's doing. He's an astrophysicist,
He's a Hollywood star.
rugby league owner / Hollywood star, author, breastfeeder.
Don't forget
he
exercise
does it
guru.
all. And exercise guru and
An infant
fine
advisor.
namer of books. Yeah, infant advice. Yeah, he advises infants. Yeah,
Oh, hey,
I think
got
that's
it
the
right.
main thing he does.
It was
It was
it
Bocelli.
was-
Okay.
Yep, I thought he wouldn't want to, preempt himself.
Exactly. He was too busy singing to an empty room like a mentalist.
It had better acoustics probably than what Elton John could offer, to be fair.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. It was a massive auditorium. It echoed like fuck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Russell Crowe got that one right.
Russell Crowe. Yeah.
Oh,
What is that picture?
we
of?
said
What?
Sydney was Milburn. I don't know who that guy is, but that must be the guy who got
No,
the
no, Kristi.
Melbourne.
Pronounce it correctly.
Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Yes.
And it's not Brisbane.
Brisbane.
It's Brisbane.
Yes. I'm
Yeah.
assuming this is the doctor that had his nose. I don't know, but we can't find out.
Magnets magnetizing his nose. See where? Yeah, that one.
That guy. So yeah, we did like 8 out of 10 or something like that. For not bad.
But yeah, true. But why have they shown a picture of him just sat there? I want to see his fucking nose. That's the point of the story, isn't it? Show me his fucking messed up nose. Like,
you're in there for the gore, right? Like yes. Shock me.
it's not even. But it's not even the gore. Like, if the story is something mental went on in his nose, don't just show me his fucking legs. Then I don't care. You show me the nose.
Well,
It's like it would be like watching porn, but it's like watching porn, but only seeing the faces. What would be the fucking point?
I had never thought of anything like that before. But now it'll be an analogy. I will have to
Yeah, it would be really frustrating because you're like,
yeah, but it'll be an analogy I'll have to strain myself not from using in a business meeting from now on.
oh, I do love fucking with people like that. I like the fact that I've made your life slightly harder.
Yes.
That's good. Positive.
No, can't say that
Because
in this group.
you could always use more things to worry about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Than recycling a Kevin joke
Never
in
a
an
bad
appropriate
thing.
situation.
Yeah, I'm not one to bring out in front of the in-laws. Let's say.
Probably not. Oh, okay. It says he was an A&E and his nose wasn't messed up. They were tiny magnets. Apparently, according to Tony in the chat, they were just tiny magnets. So no gore to be seen.
So what was he? Was he snorting magnets? What?
Okay.
I want to know. Look, that question raises so many more like questions than it answers. Frankly, I need to know about weird Australian nose magnet man from Melbourne. That's good. I know more about the place he lives than the story itself. Australian nose magnet.
Well, it had all the keywords that we needed. Astrophysicist gets magnet stuck up nose while inventing. Oh, a corona device.
Oh, you can't leave me there hanging. Corona device, okay. Ended up hospital after inserting magnets into his nostrils while building a necklace that warns you when you touch your face.
What?
Okay, so he was trying to do something good, but he didn't think about the practicalities of sticking fucking magnets up your nose.
Fairly not.
Because I came up with a better one than that. Humans, we've been frankly not very nice to cats and dogs for years. When they've got a scar on them that they keep nibbling, you put the cone of shame on them.
Yes.
Well, it's humanity's turn.
Time for us to get the cone of shame.
Yeah, we can't stop touching our faces. The cone goes on. It's the only way.
I'm sure my uncle. You know how like adults just lie to children? They just lie to their faces.
Yeah.
Well, I remember my cousin. We were kids, like under the age of 10. There were like 4 of us, whatever, and complaining about chapped lips in the winter. And my uncle Bob, my uncle Bob said, "Oh, I never have chapped lips because you know what I do before I go? Because he was a farmer at the time. Before I go out, in the tractor and do stuff on the farm in the winters, I just put a little bit of cow manure right under my lip, and then way I never." I'm tempted to stick my tongue out.
Oh, is that true?
I'm sure he was lying. to us.
Okay.
That's what I was saying. Like adults mess with
gross,
kids.
Gross though. Oh. Yeah.
But if you don't
That's
if you put cow manure on your hands, bet you won't touch your face.
Oh, you will, but you'd send them with cow shit on your face because you'll forget.
All right.
Which just means that's even worse because then you've got all the fucking diseases that cow shit contains on your face.
All right.
Anyway.
Yeah. So this is a story about how smart people can be really, really silly and stupid sometimes. An Australian astrophysicist has been admitted to hospital after getting 4 magnets stuck up his nose in an attempt to invent a device that stops people touching their face during the coronavirus outbreak. Dr. Daniel Reardon, a research fellow at Melbourne University, was building a necklace that sounds an alarm on facial contact when the mishap occurred on Thursday night. The 27-year-old astrophysicist who studies pulsars and gravitational waves said he was trying to liven up the boredom of self-isolation with the 4 powerful neodymium magnets. Quote, "I have some electrical equipment, but no real experience or expertise in building circuits or things," he told The Guardian Australia.
You don't fucking say. Jesus.
"I had a part that detects magnetic fields, and I thought that if I built a circuit that could detect the magnetic field and we wore the magnets on our wrist, then it could set off an alarm if you brought it too close to your face. A bit of a boredom and isolation made me think of it." However, the academic realized the electronic part he did just the opposite and would only complete a circuit if there was no magnetic field present. "I accidentally invented a necklace that buzzes continually until you move your hand closer to your face."
It's even better. It was the exact opposite.
Oh, bless him for being honest.
That's arguably more embarrassing than going with like the fucking an action man stuck up your ass. Do you know what I mean? That's worse.
So after scrapping the
idea, at least there's an obvious reason why you're doing that, the bomb thing.
Yeah.
Whereas this is just a very clever person, clearly making a twat of himself. and having to go to hospital at a time when hospitals are overstretched as fuck
Yeah.
anyway. So what are you doing?
Well, Australia not so bad, but this is great. So, all right. So he accidentally invents a necklace that buzzes until you touch him.
Like having fucking tinnitus. It'd be ridiculous.
All right, I need to read this. My eyes are watering now because I'm laughing so hard. Okay. After scrapping.
See, I'm glad they didn't tell us any of this information now. I'm glad they garbled that sentence so that we looked it up, because this is amazing.
All right, after scrapping that idea, I was still a bit bored and playing with the magnets. It's the same logic as clipping pegs to your ears. I clipped them to my earlobes, and then I clipped them to... And then I clipped...
Just jerk off like everyone else. What's wrong with you? Fucking hell.
I clipped them to my nostril, and then things went downhill pretty quickly. When I clipped the magnets to my other nostril. All right, trying to get through this. Reardon said he placed the two magnets inside his nostrils and then two on the outside. When he removed the magnets from the outside of his nose, the two inside.
So he pinned the middle of his nose in like a pincer movement.
Yes.
Oh, that's genius.
I would never be able to be a newscaster and read the story out.
Yeah. Imagine the poor fuckers in Australia having to read this story out and not losing their shit.
When he removed the magnets from the outside of his nose, the two inside stuck together.
And this is the thing. It shows you that clever people can be really dumb. No matter how dumb you think you are, you can be phenomenally smart and still end up having to go to hospital and tell doctors this story.
I just read the next line.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Where are we? I don't even know where we're at.
So he had just taken away the magnets from his ears, and the ones in his nose clunked together. And then it writes, unfortunately, the researcher then attempted to use his remaining magnets to remove them.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh.
Oh my god. At this point, my partner who works at a hospital was laughing at me. He said, I was trying to pull them out, but there is a ridge at the bottom of my nose you can't get past. After struggling for 20 minutes, I decided to Google the problem and found an article about an 11-year-old boy who had the same problem. The solution.
And then all of a sudden, the metal fucking components of the laptop, all of a sudden, my face was stuck to the keypad. Ah!
So, because again, smart person doing dumb things. The solution in that was more magnets to put it on the outside to offset the pull from the ones inside.
You just put more magnets up there to get the other magnets out. And if that doesn't work, you put more magnets and more. And eventually your head becomes entirely magnet.
All right. Okay, sorry, my eyes again. I have to wipe my eyes because they're watering. All right. Oh, right. So after, I found the problem to offset, pulled magnets, I was pulling down. All right, so the solution was more magnets to put on the outside to offset the pull from the ones on the inside. As I was pulling downward, trying to remove the magnets, they clipped onto each other and I lost my grip. And those two magnets ended up in my left nostril, while the other one was in my right. At this point, I ran out of magnets.
I ran out. Imagine that. I ran out of magnets. They're all inside my face now.
Okay. Before
Genius.
attending the hospital, Reardon attempted to use pliers to pull them out, but they became magnetized by the magnets.
And then the pliers ended up his fucking nose as well.
Every time I brought them...
By the end of it, he came in, he had a rake. He tried to get a garden rake to get out the pliers, to get out the magnets. It's a nightmare. He was more garden appliance than man.
Yes. Quote, every time I brought the pliers close to my nose, my entire nose would shift toward the pliers.
It's like a comedy sketch. It's like a fucking stupid comedy bit. The whole of my nose started to shift towards the pliers.
And then the pliers would stick to the magnets. It was getting a little painful at this point. My partner took me to the hospital and she works in because she wanted all my colleagues to laugh at me. What an Australian woman. Yes, girl.
That's genius.
Oh.
And good. If you do something this dumb, the way that stops is that you literally stop it. You social pressure forces you to think about things a bit more.
The doctors thought it was quite funny, making comments like, "This is an injury due to self-isolation and boredom." The hospital team, 2 doctors applied an anesthetic spray and manually removed the magnets from Reardon's nose. He was actually a really good sport about it. Yeah. So he had ruled out any further experiments with magnets and face touching. He will find other ways to pass the time while at home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Genius.
That was really good.
That was thank you. Thank you, Australia. Again.
Australia is like a whole country of Florida, man.
I mean, I'm not convinced Australia could exist. I want it to exist. I want a country that mental to be real, but it can't. It's a nation of kangaroos just strolling about the place like that's normal, like a fucking zoo, but a country. Snakes and spiders that can fucking eat you and shit, and fucking astrophysicists hospitalizing themselves with fucking magnets up their nose. What?
I just like the idea of
genius. And then deciding more magnets was the answer.
Well, he did look it up, and it said in the article that they used more magnets. So he's just like, "Hey, let's stick them up my nose."
Even Australian astrophysicists are mental. I love it. Like, ours are really boring. No offense to them, they do great work, I'm sure, but they don't often get hospitalized in amusing fashion.
I have to say, I immediately.
So thank you, Australia, for existing.
I automatically love his girlfriend. I have this I can picture them having this conversation where he's got pliers that are like he's bringing them up to his face, and his nose is literally twisting, trying to shift over the pliers. And she's like, "Right, that's it."
She's like, "Oh, I've got to take you into work."
Yeah, like, "Oh,
this is genius."
No, more
they're
like
gonna laugh their bollocks off.
Why? Yeah, like, why? You think it's serious? She's like, "No, I just want everyone to laugh their ass off at you."
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
This is going to be that time that Dave came in and he said man's got a wine bottle up his arse. I've got a better story. Come with me.
I'm totally winning the pool this week. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. No one can beat this. I am married to this person. Look at him. Fucking astrophysicist.
The guy who invented the tinnitus necklace.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, it didn't even work. It wasn't as if like he tried a dangerous thing that worked, but it's impractical and dangerous. It literally did the opposite of what he was trying to do. It forces you, in order to stop the screeching noise, you have to touch your face. It's amazing. Amazing.
Oh, that was so funny.
Anyway.
Okay, well, I think that's definitely entertainment, considering we're doing all this for free. That's your 3 hours for tonight, because we had an interruption and we did an hour before and an hour now. I did see someone who wrote the tweet, a comedian. It said, "You sleep from 5 o'clock in the morning till 2 o'clock in the afternoon now. I don't make the rules." Like, that's kind of...
Yeah. My sleep is all over the fucking place.
Mine. Absolutely.
This is not healthy. I need the routine. This is not good.
I guess it's basically kind of like practice for retirement. Your first 3 weeks of retirement. How are you going to live? And when you have to set the clock entirely, when you can control your own time 100%. Well, we can because we don't have kids. So.
Indeed. Oh, and Natalie says, I guess he was in Brisbane because Queensland is the Florida of Australia.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
You guessed he was in Brisbane. That's Florida.
Is that the bit? Yeah. Is that That's where the guy who got egged. He was the senator from Queensland, wasn't he? I think. Yeah, it's a bit mental there.
By the way, they're still going on with Joe Wick guides in the chat. They're having a great time with that. Peen in
good.
15. Peen, I think it's great.
Yes.
Yeah. There's going to be a whole list of books.
But Peen in 15 is that for female incels?
It's for Greek poetry.
Peen in 15.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly because I don't read Greek poetry. Is it Paean?
Is it Peon?
Peon?
How are you spelling it?
P-A...
How are you spelling it? How are you spelling?
P-A-E-A-N. I think that's what it looks like. Paella. Oh, wait, no, that's a food.
Anyway, Confucius.
Confucius. Yeah, nothing will top that. That's the best of all time. Okay. Yeah, that's the end of the show, guys. I'm tired and
anyway, yeah.
Oh yeah, do you have anything? I know you have a video that's out. I retweeted it. Do you want to plug it again here?
Yeah, the one about Napoleon, little short one. But I'm also working on my next history one, and I'm really looking forward to this one.
Oh,
I'm finally around to do my first sports and politics one, and it's really good. It's about apartheid South Africa, sort of.
Sort of.
So, look forward to that.
Is it?
Well, I mean, the crux of it is, but obviously it's not just about that. It's the Dollar affair. You can look into it if you want to, or you can wait and watch the video.
Yes, we can do that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have to.
Right.
Again, these guys in the chat, they're just on a tear tonight. Again, from Haruka, who's been just knocking it out of the park all evening. Joe Wick's Guide to Averages, Mean in 15.
Nice.
Cat, Guide to Horror Films, Scream in 15. They're going crazy.
That doesn't quite rhyme.
Well, it does.
You could have Screen in 15.
Oh, Screen, yeah, EEN.
Which would be his the autobiography of his time in Hollywood. Clearly.
Yes. All right, so guys, stop being so clever in the chat. You're making it hard to stop the show. All right, yeah. So go check out Kevin's.
Exactly. Go and stick magnets up your fucking nose.
Do
or
that
something.
instead. No, don't do that instead. Go check out Kevin's channel and new video if you haven't yet.
Don't do that.
If that announcement was news to you,
yes.
You're missing some great content. And otherwise, I'm sure if we kind of keep on our general pattern, we'll be back here. Wait, today's what day? Monday? Yeah, we could actually do something on Wednesday night because I have
no idea.
I do a ridiculously late game on Wednesday night, which is technically Thursday morning. So it might be easier to do something again Wednesday night than Thursday night for me because I'll be very sleep deprived. Why
do you D&D? It's so boring.
You should have seen me at the game we did at the weekend. I did fucking tactical research on how to best weaponize my cleric and how to behave in battle. And I was a queen.
I am asleep. I'm already asleep.
Better than sex at putting you to sleep, huh?
Yeah.
John Wick's Guide to Canadian Sweet Poteen in 15.
Oh, for God's sake. You people.
Is that how you say that? All right, no, I really should wrap up the show. Thanks, everybody, in the chat for participating in the quiz, joining in, and giving us lots of wrong answers, and some right ones, too. I can also say the same to my co-host, Kevin. So until next time, guys, it's bye from me, and goodbye from the Kevster. Say goodbye, K-Flow.
Goodbye, K-Flow.
Featuring K-Flow.
Featuring PZ Mars. Yeah.
Very good. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.